Obamacare amounts to euthanasia. We're going to talk about the defects of Obamacare today and tomorrow. You know, we've forgotten a lot of them. We talked about them in 2009 and 10 and persuaded the country that it's a bad idea. We have to bring those arguments up again because it's very clear the only way to repeal Obamacare now is to repeal Obama. And it's going to be, and should be, and must be the central issue alongside the economy in the elections that are coming up. What Obama does is he cuts Medicare by $500 billion over 10 years. Now, when Gingrich tried to cut Medicare in the Clinton years, I fought against him, but it was not a horrific cut. It said everybody should pay a little more in premiums, a little bit more in co-payments, a little bit higher deductible, and it was stuff where you basically tighten your belt and get a little less benefit, and we'll squeeze out $500 billion. But what Obama's done is something totally different. He's not doing any of those things. He's saying that we are going to ration medical care. We will reduce everybody in the country on Medicare to a statistic: quality life years remaining, QARYs. And we'll find out how many quality life years remaining everybody has. They've already collected all of our medical data. Your blood pressure, your weight, your height, whether you smoked or not, all surgeries you've had, any prescription medicines you've ever taken in the course of your entire life, any hospitalizations, any diagnoses, all of those are now in a computer in Washington and in the different states. Forget about it when you sign the medical privacy form in the doctor's office. Totally violated. It's all in Washington. And from that, from an algorithm that the bureaucrats and mathematicians will design, they will compute how many quality life years you have left. And they'll decide what's quality. I mean, maybe you're going to live for 7 more years, actuarially. Well, that's okay. Insurance companies do that all the time. But they will decide that only 4 of those are going to be quality years. The other 3 aren't worth anything. Outrageous. And then what they do is in evaluating a medical procedure, they say, well, how much is it going to cost? How many quality life years do you have remaining? What's the long division? And how much is the cost per year? So if you're up for a heart bypass, and it's a $250,000 operation, and the judgment is that you have 4 more quality years left, that's $62,500 a year. And our guideline is $25,000, so I'm sorry, you can't have that. I know it means you're going to die soon, and I know it takes away a lot of living that you'd like to do, but I'm sorry, and I know that you paid into Medicare your whole life, and you paid Social Security your whole life, and maybe you're a combat veteran who fought for this country, but it has to go to somebody who has more quality remaining life years ahead of them, even if they're here illegally, even if they just arrived, even if they've never paid taxes. It's going to go to those people and not to you. Or you need a hip replacement. And they look at the math and they say you only have 5 quality life years remaining, and the math just doesn't justify it. I know that'll mean you'll be in a wheelchair. I know that people in wheelchairs die on average within 2 years, and I know this is in effect a death sentence, but, you know, I can't do anything about it. That's what the mathematics leads us to. Now, we can all disagree as to when life begins. Some of us say at birth, some of us say at conception, some of us say at viability, but we sure as hell can all believe and realize that it only ends at death. And death is a decision that God should make. The medical industry should fight like crazy to postpone as long as they can, and a government bureaucrat should not take upon himself and his mathematical model the right to make that decision. And those are the stakes in this Obamacare fight. If you are over 80 years old, or in your late 70s, or you have a father or a grandfather who's there, Obamacare amounts to an early death. Can't say it any other way. Because if you need a medical procedure that's life-saving, you will probably not be able to get it because of the bureaucracy that Obamacare is setting up and the regimen that it sets up. You could be pro-choice or pro-life, but when it comes to people that are already alive, there's only one choice: pro-life. Thanks for watching. This video is sponsored by a wealthy Florida businessman who says that we have no idea what the real problem facing America is. And he says you should watch this video, understand what it is, and as a result, you can really help protect yourself and your family. So give it a look. Thanks for watching.